Hello and welcome to another video. In this video I'm gonna be showcasing Nidoqueen with Earth Power and Stone Edge. Just trying to have a bit of fun, catch people off guard, surprise them. I'm playing the good old fashioned Nidoqueen double dark lineup with Umbreon, trying to lure out the fairies and the fighters, Nidoqueen taking them out, and then Scrafty sweeping in the back. Going right into the first game, we lead Nidoqueen into Shadow Swampert. Yikes. Save swap Umbreon immediately, and they respond with a Galarian Weezing. Of all things, this is so bad. But usually Galarian Weezing runs Overheat and Brutal Swing, which means it's not actually that bad. But this Galarian Weezing specifically runs Play Rough. Yikes, that is so rough. And it takes out my Umbreon. But I'm thinking, if it's running Blade Rough, it might not have Overheat, and if it doesn't, my Nidoqueen might be able to farm it all the way down, because non-step Brutal Swing doesn't do that much. And if I can farm it all the way down and come out with 100 energy, I'm going to be able to threaten that Swampert quite a lot, and still get a lot of play out of my Nidoqueen. So that's what I decide to go for. We see it gets to another Brutal Swing. Is it enough? No. My Nidoqueen does come out with 100 energy. And I get to deny his fast move when he comes in, which is really good, because now I get to another Earth Power before he gets to his Hydro Cannon, meaning I can take the shield and take a lot of HP off of that Swampert, then swap in my Scrafty. And I'm thinking a Hydro Cannon is probably the most hard-hitting move I'm gonna face, most likely, and that would be correct, because it's a Drapion in the back. Just popping away, hoping that it doesn't have Sludge Bomb, because Stab Sludge Bomb is just a lot more hard-hitting than Aqua Tail, and it does have Aqua Tail, which is really good for me. And I see he throws immediately here, meaning that if he doesn't throw immediately at the next one, he kind of has to throw on the 5th Poison Sting, because otherwise I can just throw a Power Punch and take him out. So I think this is a pretty safe catch on my Nidoqueen, which is why I decided to do it, although I do remove all of my buffs. But the Swampert is just so low that I think I can still counter the whole team down at this point. And well, he realizes he's not going to get to 2 moves, so he quits, and we beat a Swampert lead. Next game, we lead into an Alolan Ninetales. He save swaps Steelix, bring in Scrafty. This is pretty good. Although an Earthquake from a Shadow Steelix, I'm not really sure how much it's gonna do, plus all the Dragon Tails. But I do decide to no-shield it, because most Steelix save swaps run Psychic Fangs and Crunch. So I'm hoping that will be the case, or that an Earthquake won't take me out. And at this point I can just farm him all the way down, come out with a lot of energy. Although this is pretty rough, if he decides to farm me all the way down, he's coming out with a lot of energy to threaten my Nidoqueen, which is really bad. And that is what he decides to do. So that's pretty scary. I bring in Nidoqueen, he swaps in Shadow Gliscor. He has a full Shadow team, which is really cool. I swap in Umbreon, of course. And he decides to go for a bait, which I call awesome. People bait too much. Throw my foul play, he shields. I think he's probably thinking that a foul play is the most hard-hitting move, because Gliscor usually walls Nidoqueen, because Nidoqueen usually runs Poison Fang and Earth Power. But, well, he doesn't know that the most hard-hitting move left in this game against his Gliscor is actually Stone Edge from Nidoqueen. So he's using both of his shields here, which usually would make sense. He does something really good there. He brings me into Weather Ball range and then snipes me with a Weather Ball, forcing me to use the shield on my Umbreon. Then he gets to another Weather Ball on my Nidoqueen. This is looking pretty rough at this point. He's playing really well, but, well, Stone Edge actually comes in really clutch here, because it does a lot more than you would think. It does like almost half of the Shadow Gliscor's health. And he farms me down, comes out with a move. Is it an Earthquake? Is it a Night Slash? If it is a Night Slash, will I survive it? It's a Night Slash, I survive it! Of course Umbreon survives a Night Slash, it's so tanky. And I get off my last resort. And we win. Next game, leading Nidoqueen into Trevenant. I usually like to try and catch my Umbreon here, because I have 2 Dark types in the back that have better matchups against Trevenant. But this time, unsuccessfully, and he farms up a lot of energy before swapping in his Stunfisk. And if you think this is a long matchup at Great League, well, they are even more tanky in Ultra League. Just throwing foul plays, earthquakes, I assume. Get up another foul play. He gets up another earthquake. And get off another foul. Is this enough to KO? It just barely isn't, but he throws his Rock Slide immediately, and I'm thinking, it's dry now, the Stunfisk, so I can Poison Jab it all the way down and get a lot of energy on my Nidoqueen. And I throw my Donut immediately because I'm assuming the Trevenant is going to come back in, and I'm assuming it's going to Shadow Ball, so I shield. And I get off my Stone Edge, and this does, like, again, a lot more than you would think. Boom! And I try to catch the Shadow Ball once again unsuccessfully. Brings in Ampharos. And I'm thinking if I just shield, like save a shield for my Nidoqueen, I should be in a pretty good position to just farm everything down. So that's what I do. He goes for the Sap Cannon. Ouch! And this is a really cool play, I think. Because if I fully charge this foul play and he lets it go, he can come in with Trevenant and farm me down and get more energy on the Trevenant, which would be threatening to my Nidoqueen. So I decide to leave it in a range, or try to leave it in a range where I can farm it down instead with my Nidoqueen, if he doesn't shield it. That's why I'm undercharging it here. But he actually does shield it, and now because he shields it, he can get to a move, but none of Ampharos's moves are threatening to Nidoqueen. The thing I need to shield is whatever Trevenant has. And if I've counted correctly, it's on 10 Shadow Claws now, meaning it's not going to get to a Shadow Ball and a Seed Bomb, so it's safe to just shield the first one. And he goes for the back-to-back. Is a Seed Bomb enough? No. And I go for the Earth Power BM, just to show that I have it. Just to make him think I'm a madman running Stone Edge and Earth Power. And I survive with like 1 HP and win the game. Next game, leading into a Como O. Very cool pick too. Throws immediately. This is where I want to see it, because none of my backline want to take a close combat from that thing. So it's a pretty good lead. Throw off my Earth Power. It lands. Does a lot of damage. He swaps into Overquill. Another really cool pick. I swap in Scrafty to start popping. I wasn't entirely sure what to do up against this thing, to be honest. I haven't been simming a lot of Overquill matchups. Instead of throwing my pop here, I decide to just wait until he's one before his third Aqua Tail, so I can come out of this matchup with as much energy as possible, which is now. Because the pop wouldn't have KO'd before anyway, so he was going to get to the second Aqua Tail no matter what. And he brings in Tentacruel, or Squidward as I like to call it. And I get off my foul play, swap in Umbreon. Throws the Skull. Goes the foul play. And I know he doesn't have a lot of HP on any of his Pokemon. He tries to catch there. but I don't fall for it. I throw the last resort just before he gets to his close combat, and he lets it go, which is pretty surprising considering how little HP he has on his tentacle. And I'm thinking I can probably just poison jab it all the way down at this point with my Nidoqueen. I just want to throw the foul play to like get up my switch timer so I can swap out before he gets too much energy. And I bring in Nidoqueen. And again, I've already shown my Earth Power, so I just kind of want to show him that I'm also running Stone Edge just to make him think I'm insane and just make him go, what? He threw Earth Power earlier and now he's throwing Stone Edge? What? What is this man doing? What is wrong with him? I kind of like to make people think that way. Next game, into Galarian Weezing, he save swaps Lapras, bring in Scrafty, pretty standard. This is pretty awesome because you can throw one power up punch and then just farm the Lapras all the way down afterwards. Because there's another surf is not going to be lethal here, not even close. I really should allow him to like get in another ice shard on me here, just to give the Galarian Weezing a little bit less farm. But yeah, now it does get a bit of farm and it has overheat, so it's always going to be a bit scary. Throw another foul play. Scrafty actually ends up doing quite a lot of damage to that thing. I think he's gonna overheat and dip here, so I want to shield it because it does a lot of HP. He brings in Walrein, bring in Umbreon. A funny little fact too here, Earthquake is actually more energy efficient after the Ice Cold Spear debuff, so it is the correct play to go for it. It's only just about more energy efficient, but still the correct play. And I'm already thinking his only win con is to try and catch a foul play on his Galarian Weezing, so I'm very conscious of that. Always trying to make sure I see the second Powder Snow before I throw my foul play at this point. You see, I hesitate after throwing my Snarl. I stop tapping for a second there and make sure he can't catch on the Galarian Weezing. And I know I have a move stored, so if I can get to 2 moves on the Nidoqueen, which I know this is a brutal swing, so I don't have to shield. I just have to save the shield for Umbreon. If I can get off 2 moves here, I can take both the shields, and then I can get off the move of Umbreon. And again, I like to just show the Stone Edge just to make people think I'm a bit of a madman. And we get off last resort. I think he had the Ice Cold Spear, but no point in throwing it really. And we get another win. Next game, we lead Nidoqueen into Charizard. Oh, does he know? Does he know? Go up, he throws a move. I shield it. It's the Blast Burn, I think, yeah. I throw the Stone Edge immediately. I know he's energy dry, but I don't want to seem suspicious. So I throw my move immediately, and he lets it go. Yes! Oh, that is so beautiful. Then brings in Surf Edge. I bring in Umbreon. I was a little bit too trigger happy, I guess, bringing in Umbreon here. But I'm assuming it's Double Fighter, because that's a team I've been seeing a lot in other metas. Since he's staying in, it makes sense. He throws the Brave Bird, meaning if foul play is actually lethal here. I get it up with 1 HP. And it's Machamp, and he quits, because Machamp just can't do anything against Nidoqueen. Next game, we lead into Gyarados. Does he know about the Stone Edge? He throws his Aqua Tail immediately, and again, I want to throw my move immediately to not seem suspicious. Does he know? Will he let it go? Come on. Yes! And he brings in a Magnezone. He's probably thinking, okay, he has Stone Edge. He's not going to have double nuke. That would be ridiculous. You can't run Nidoqueen without Poison Fang. So does he let it go? Can we one-shot 2 Pokemon in 1 game with Nidoqueen? Yes, we can! Come on, and it's Emperor's in the back, and he just quits. That is so beautiful. Such an amazing game. That was the last battle for today, but before you leave, I just want to give you your fun fact of the day, which is a pretty simple one, but a really good one to know for the Open Great League and also for the upcoming Love Cup. And it is that Lickitung beats Medicham in the zero shields. If you just don't shield your Lickitung, you either get a shield advantage or switch advantage if the opponent brings in the Medicham on it, meaning Lickitung is just a really, really strong save swap for the upcoming Love Cup, I think. Other than that, I just want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you next time.